This video is about the Uno Q, but some of the things will apply to the Ventuno Q as well, but I haven't got one yet. Now, this video isn't about writing apps or creating bricks or anything like that. It's just about being able to do things on your Uno Q with the least effort kind of thing. Now, before I go on to that, I've got an apology to make. Well, probably lots of apologies. I think people have been leaving comments on my videos and I haven't seen them. Now, this is my latest video, which is not terribly popular, obviously. No comments, 32 views. You go onto it. Yep, you go onto comments. Hello, there's a comment from Wendy. Sorry, Wendy, I've only just seen that comment, so I don't know what's going on. I will reply soon. And this is just for Wendy. I've changed my wallpaper, so that's a nice little chap. Right. Back to this. Come on. Another video that I noticed. Here. Arduino Q using command line, 151 views, 1 comment. I thought, oh, wonder who made the comment. I went on there, went on to comments, no comment, no filters. I thought, why? So I thought, well, it's most relevant. So if you click on most relevant and you change it to newest, and apply, there is a comment from Mike at Programming Electronics, and I'm very sorry I haven't applied. I will do. Now I found it. But this could possibly be why you think if you leave a comment on someone's video and it doesn't show up, and you go onto their video and you can't see your comment. If you go sort by newest, you might find it. But of course, this doesn't help you, because if they don't sort by newest, they might not ever know that you left a comment. So that is just an aside. So back to the Uno Q. So I will get on to better things. You could just fast forward through this bit. When people first get an Uno Q, I reckon most people would download and install AppLab on their PC or Mac or whatever they're doing, and plug Uno Q into the PC via a USB cable, and then it kind of connects and you think, oh, hurrah. And that means that you've got you're sharing between your Uno Q and your PC, the keyboard, the mouse, the monitor, which is all fine and dandy. But, then the big but, you can't share your camera, which is a real pain. So then you have to go on to, put your Uno Q into SBC mode, which means what you have to do, you have your power supply. Go and notice. You have your power supply, and then you have your powered hub, and you plug another keyboard, a mouse, a monitor, your Uno Q, and I used my camera. Nothing worked. I thought, what? So I thought, something very strange is going on. So I got rid of the powered hub, and I just plugged my Uno Q straight in to the power using my power supply, and it worked. And I thought, obviously things are never obvious, are they? It's a problem with my powered hub. So I've got another powered hub, and it wasn't that at all. It was that my power supply, even though on paper it was perfectly okay for using with my Uno Q, it wasn't good enough. So I've got a new power supply and everything is wonderful. But I don't like using it in the SBC mode because you need two keyboards, two mice, two monitors, and my desk just isn't big enough. So to my mind, it's better to use it in remote mode, which you can leave everything plugged in as it was, but then you go onto App Lab on your PC and you can connect remotely. But the really good thing about that is you don't need to plug into your hub the keyboard, the monitor, or the mouse, because in remote mode you can use the ones from your PC, but you can still plug in your camera, which is wonderful. But if you don't want your camera, you can go in remote mode and just have your power supply and your Uno Q, which is how I tend to do it. But if you don't want to have your hub and you want to use a camera, you can use your phone as a camera and connect to it. And I'll show that in a minute, how you can do that. Now, my next problem was something went wrong with my Uno Q, had to send it back. When I got sent a new one, I plugged it in, and immediately what did it do? It said, right, you need to do updates. So I thought, okay, I'll get it to do all the updates. It went away, but my internet connection is so bad that it came up with an error. I cannot remember what the error was, but it said contact Arduino support or use the flasher tool, and I thought, I can't be bothered to contact Arduino support, so here we go, the flasher tool. This is on that web page there, flasher tool. So I downloaded the flasher tool for my system, and then I tried running it, but you needed to run it using the command prompt, so I did that, got through all that. I chose the proper Linux image, pre-configured images, blah blah blah. So I thought, great, do that, and it took ages, and then it just decided to stop, and it sat there and it sat there. So I thought, I'll read the documentation. So here we go, flash a Linux image, go down there. The built-in flasher didn't work, so this was what I was doing. Arduino flasher CLI. Step 1, set your board to EDL mode. Okay, so you had to short the EDL, which is emergency download mode, that I didn't know, before connecting the board. I didn't. And that, they weren't lying, that is what it did. It was hanging indefinitely with that message, and I thought, oh rats. So I thought, is there a way around this? So I can't remember what I did. I unplugged my Arduino Q, Uno Q even, plugged it back in. No. I closed App Lab, I started it up again. And then I can't remember, maybe I unplugged my Uno Q and whatever. So I think I did one of those steps twice and one of them once, and it got round having to do that. So if you don't like doing things like that, you can get round it, but it probably isn't recommended, and probably no one has an internet speed as rubbish as mine. So I'm just going to go and find my phone, and I'll show you how you can use your phone as a camera. Right, I'm just going to try and show that you can use your iPhone as a camera for to connect to your Uno Q. So first of all, I'll go into App Lab and I will search for, come on, whoops, I can't spell, come on, D-U-I-N-O space, don't know if you can see, it says Arduino IoT Cloud Remote. So if you go onto that, there we go, Arduino IoT Cloud Remote. It tells you all about it. I've already installed it, but it's easy enough to install, so I go back to there. So now that's installed, I'm actually going to be using App Lab. I don't normally use App Lab. I don't like App Lab, but it kind of shows a bit more what's going on. Right, there's down the bottom, using my iPhone as a camera, and I've changed the icon to a teddy bear because that is the thing that it really recognizes best. So I'll go on to that. There's the README. I'll just run that. Okay, it's running. It ought to open up. Yeah, it's opened up that window. I'm going to minimize that window because my phone's turned itself off, because it was in the way. So now you've got the QR code there. You use your phone's camera, so I'm going to turn on camera, and then I won't show me doing this because that'd be, I don't have enough hands. So I'm just going to scan that QR code with my phone, and it comes up after you do that, and it says local stream to Uno Q, blah blah blah, continue. Or it says run a compatible example. Yep. Connect your phone and your Uno Q to the same Wi-Fi network. Yup. And start streaming. So I'll go continue, and then I'll start streaming, and there we go. And you can see that it's on my phone and over here on there. So we'll try something. A cup. Why does it always say toilet? Whenever you do anything, it says toilet. Well, it coped with a cup. What about my phone? Probably say it's a mobile. Cell phone. Yep, that worked. Teddy bear. Little teddy bear. I don't think it will. It doesn't seem to like scissors. Let's see. Are you going to like scissors? Mouse, laptop. I am scissors. What if I put it on something blank? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I'll just let everyone see what a mess my desk is in. Right. Scissors. Yes, you need it on a blank background for scissors, otherwise it gets very confused and we can't leave out little blue Ted. So that's just a quick example, and that's me putting the phone down. And then when you want to stop, you can just press stop, and it says, do you want to disconnect? You go disconnect, and then it goes back to just the QR code, and it's a kind of one-off thing. I think well, I don't know if that's changed. I don't know if it would work if you did it again. So that's just a quick demo. So when you want to get started using your Uno Q, you'll be wanting to edit files or move them around or things like that. And the obvious way to start is if you go onto App Lab like that. Have I mentioned that I hate App Lab? Probably I have. And if you go onto this one I was using before, there we go. There's the README file. no, that's the readme file. And you can edit it if you wish. You can put something in like that, so when you go out of there and you go into it again, yep, you've changed it, and you can edit it back like that. And if you go onto the app YAML file, it says this file is view only and can't be edited. Yes, but what if you want to change the icon? You can't, not through AppLab. So AppLab itself. So if you go down here to connect to the board shell, click there, put in your password like that. Where are we? Right, so if you go CD Arduino apps like that, then there are the files. Look, assets Python readme app, assets Python readme app. So you can, from here, you can edit the YAML file. You have to be careful editing the YAML file, because if you do something wrong, it then won't appear in your apps on the AppLab proper. So then you have to go and amend it, but if you didn't know what you did wrong, it would be difficult to amend. Anyway, so if I just go backspace and then I press the Windows key and full stop to get that up, and because I don't know what I'm doing, I will do that, close that, and Control X. Right, you have to be careful when you're editing that icon. You don't want to put a space in before or after or whatever. It just wants your one character, otherwise it does not like it at all. So if we go back onto apps on AppLab proper, look, it's changed the icon to show that I really don't know what I'm doing, which is fairly apt actually. And as well as going in like that, you can go in via PuTTY. So here we go, PuTTY 192.168.1.38. Log in as Arduino, and yeah, and then you can go CD to and you're in exactly the same place. Now the advantage of going in via PuTTY is that I've got a network. Well, I've got lots of networks on my computer because I play around with things. I've got a network which is Mailbox, and then I've got a subnet on that which is for my stream locator, so I can do things and pretend to be in another country. And my computer, my PC, is normally connected to that. So AppLab won't accept that I'll be on Mailbox, the network, and on my PC. No, on my Ventuno Q, and then I'm on a subnet on my PC. So PuTTY does not care. PuTTY does not care. Right, so that's the first 3 ways. I'll just show another way. Another way of editing files and moving them around and things like that is by using SyncThing. Now, I've done a couple of videos on SyncThing, especially the more recent one is to do with the Ventuno Q, but I won't show how to set it up, but I'll just show you what I mean. So here we go. I'm just going into the shell, and I'll put in my password like that. I'll put in the right password. Yep, that always helps. And then I will just go sync thing. I don't know whether I've got a sync thing already running. No, I didn't. Right, that seems to be working. So you can just forget about that. I minimize that, minimize that. Then I will go into VNC and go onto my Raspberry Pi, and I'll start up sync thing. Start sync thing. I don't need the web. Or I'll just show the web UI for sync thing. Hello. Ah, it's starting. Restore. No, I don't think I want to restore. I just want that one, and I don't want that. In your own time. So this is kind of the console for your sync thing. And if we go down here, it's still loading everything. Folders. I've got common share directory, Raspberry Pi, test folder from that, and bash scripts from Ventuno Q. And there it says that one of my devices that I'm connecting to is my Ventuno Q. So it's very laggy. It is very laggy. Come on, come on. Thank you. Right, if I go into that folder, right, folder ID, blah blah, and it says it's shared with my Ventuno Q. So I will show how you can edit things. I don't think I really need that anymore. So here's my files on my Raspberry Pi. I think it's in that. Yeah, Ventuno Q stuff. So I click on that, and that is one of my folders on my Ventuno Q, and I will show you that. So if we go back into App Lab, click on that again, it will open up another shell window. So if I go like that, bash scripts and ls. Right, if I look at bash 1, if I go nano bash 1, there, that is just that file, and it says added from Ventuno Q. And if I look at it on my Raspberry Pi, I go into that, open, there, that's the same file. So I will go back into here, and I will close it because I don't like it having it open in both things. So now I'll change it on my Raspberry Pi. Right, file, save, get out of it. And of course, if it isn't just a bash thing, you could open up things in Funny, for example, which would be more helpful for things on the Arduino in the Python side. Anyway, I digress. So we'll close that again. Back to the Uno Q. Did I shut one of them? Oh, I shut it. I shut that stupid window, so I have to open it again. Okay. Password. Is that right? CD to the shared file. Yup. Nano bash 1, like that. Right, there you can see that it is sharing the files, so that is another way of editing files on your Uno Q by using syncing. Then there's only one other thing I wanted to show, but I can't because my VS Code is updating. Now, I don't know how far I'll get. Right, if I go into VS Code, is it doing anything? Oh no, it's stuck. That's the trouble. It is jolly well stuck. Close remote. Right, so what you do, you go into VS Code. Mine is totally stuck because it's updating at the moment. And all you do is you go connect to, like that. You go connect to host. You go Arduino at 0192.0168.38, like that. Then you put in password up there, and it's going opening remote, and I think because it needs to update there, it will stay. But you ought to be able to here, be able to go file, open folder, everything, and then you can edit your files directly on the Uno Q. But that's as much as I can show you because it doesn't jolly well work at the moment. Now there's one more thing that I want to mention, and that is if you don't like using AppLab, you can use the Arduino app CLI, and you can find out about it. I've mentioned it before, and here we go. You could connect via SSH, and if you look down here at the commands, you can see that you can go app, and then within app you can go clean cache, list, logs, new, whatever, and you can do all sorts of things. But the problem with it is that it's very difficult to remember all the things that you can do with it. So if you go into, this is a shell on the Uno, so if you go Arduino app CLI, if you don't put any parameters or commands or whatever in it, it will give you this little help thing. And then if you want to go further, you can, if you just put app, it will tell you what you can do with your apps. But it's a bit painful to do that. You know, you have to keep going -h or whatever, start, and you know you can start and stop and everything. So I thought I would write myself a bash script to do this for me. Or before I go any further, I'll just say there is a bug in this. So supposing you want to, I'll go back to here, app, and then app new. It says creates a new Arduino app, usage, blah 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 blah, and the flags. So one of the options is to add bricks to include in the app, but this is a bug and it doesn't add them, which is jolly annoying, because the only way you can add them in AppLab, I will just show you, in AppLab like that, is say you want to look at that one, and you want to add some bricks, but you can't, because you can't edit that. Look, you can't edit it, which means you've got to go in via the command line anyway. Hopefully I've told them about this bug, so hopefully they will get this sorted. But apart from that, you can use this command line whatever, but because I don't like to have to keep looking and thinking, what do I put in there? I've written myself this bash script, which is not very good. It isn't very good, I'm sure, because I've only just started looking at bash scripting. So I will go over and I'll just show you what it does. Now, because it's a replacement for AppLab, and it isn't very good. The obvious name for it is CrapLab. Sorry about that. So to run it, you either go bash space CrapLab, or you go / like that. And what it does is it flicks where you don't want it to do. It gives you this little menu. So like there, app, brick, completion, whatever. You just say, right, I want app. So you go app, and then you can go list, which is 5. Don't care really. There, and it gives you a list of your apps. Oh, and just one thing, if you have if it's one that you've written, it goes user : but the examples used to be just examples : but now they've started off with inspirations, examples, resources, and I think there was something else. Yeah, so examples : inspirations, blah blah, and then there's core and foundational. It wasn't really workable to have all of the examples under examples, so that is why that has changed a bit. So where was I? Oh yes, I've done a list of apps, and it, like the command line, it throws you out, so you go into it again. You can go bricks, list or details. I'll go list, yeah, and then if I go in again, it will and you go brick, and you go details this time. Then you can go grab it with your left mouse button, go down there and do a double, or doesn't have to be double, but 2 clicks with your right mouse, and then that works wonderfully. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So it kind of does everything that the command line thing does. So I will just show you what happens if you are creating an app. So you go 1 for an app, new is 7, enter new app name. I'm sure that would be all right. I'll put another 9 on the end just in case. Copy from app. No, I don't want to. And then bricks. Now I said that you can't add bricks on the CLI line, so I have fudged it a bit. So if we go up here, where are the bricks? If I get that, there, I need a space between them, and then I go up and get another one like that. Add description. This is whoops, help if I this is the description, like that. Add icon, and you do the window key with a dot, and you can choose your icon. Oh, I do like the little lorry. There's a little lorry, and it's put it in. Sketch, yes, probably. App created successfully. So if you go onto App Lab, there, that's what I put in. This is the description. There's the lorry. Click on it. There's the README. Not a lot, but you can see there the bricks, and there are the bricks. So I've fudged it because the app CLI didn't work. And really, if you want to do this, you just look at the description on there, and you can use my jolly old bash script, and I'll put it in. I won't put it in the description of this video. I will put it in a comment because it's got lesser and greater signs, so it doesn't like that in the description. So I will just show you what it does. This is quite a long bash script. What is for me, it's about the first one I've ever written, apart from a Mickey Mouse one-liner. So here we go. You can have a look at this. You can see what it does, and it's just prompting for everything, and then doing the Arduino app CLI, whatever, until you come down to new, and this is where the brick list does not work. So I'm fudging it. I'm saving the brick list I've put in, and then I'm creating the app, and then after I've created the app, I will go into the app.yaml, and I'm editing it. Now I couldn't get it to do it in one line because of these square brackets. It didn't do, so I had to do a bit of the square bracket, and then I had to do the other square bracket and replace it. But that seems to be working perfectly. And the only other thing is I fudged the description again. I put in the description, and you prompt the description. You say this is the description for blah 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 blah, but you'd have had to put it in quotes. It did not like it at all, so I've just put in the description of replace this, and then down here I've just replaced this with the real description. But I don't know if anyone will be interested. Probably this is a masterclass in how not to write a bash script, but it works, and I'm quite pleased with it. So there we have it. That is the end of this dreadfully long video.